Can you think of any commonly overlooked tax allowances that people don't take advantage of? And I mean, I think not enough people take advantage of whether it's salary sacrifice or personal contributions to pensions. You know, I see all these people wanting to save money, but you know, the amount of money, and we do this every year with our annual suitability reviews, we look at the amount of money somebody is saving, but also look at the amount of tax that they're paying. And while for younger professionals, they often think of saving money and put it into a pension, it's sitting there for the next 20 years and they can't touch it. But there are a lot of tax benefits for your monthly savings going into a pension.
Absolutely. And I think it's pretty criminal for those that aren't thinking of pensions still, because it's almost free money. Okay. Don't get me wrong, a pension is like a tax deferral, but if you're paying, God forbid, that 60% bracket now because you're earning 125 grand, by putting some money into a pension, you'll be saving 60% tax, right? And therefore, by putting some money into a pension, you're saving so much in tax that actually it almost becomes a no-brainer, especially if you couple that with your childcare benefits and stuff like that. It's really disappointing to see clients come to me and say, oh yeah, this is my situation, I haven't put anything into a pension forever, what should I be doing? And just sitting down with them for an hour and going, right, look, if you do X, Y, or Z, then you can be a bit more tax efficient. But there's some small benefits. So, you know, you've got your interest savings allowance, which is 500 quid if you're a higher rate taxpayer, and £1,000 if you're a basic rate taxpayer. You've got the trading allowance, which is a little known relief, which means if you're an employee but you do some used to be like the Avon lady, right? But let's look at more new school things, people selling on Etsy or people doing some kind of hobby that generates a little bit of income. Actually, you can get £1,000 worth of tax-free income by doing that particular thing, because you've got a trading allowance which allows you to not need to report or pay anything.
Travel agents, loads of people seem to go into travel agencies. Some people do not dodgy, I shouldn't call it dodgy, but you know, like perfume sales and stuff like that, so they can get up to £1,000 of that as tax-free income.
Yeah, exactly. If it's over £1,000, it needs to be reported and tax needs to be paid. But if it's under £1,000 a year, then it's free.
Great.
Rent a room allowance. So if you're living in London or another major city and you rent a room out of your house, and you can get £7,500 a year tax-free by renting a room out in the house that you live in. So that's a very nice relief.
Is Durham classed as a major city?
Well, it doesn't need to be. Sorry. So to confirm, I said major city because major cities tend to need more people living, house sharing.
Yeah.
So it can be anywhere in the country. Okay. It's just might be very difficult to find someone to rent your room in some unscrupulous places of the world. But if if you found someone in Durham that wanted to come and rent a room in your home, absolutely, they can pay you £7,500 a year, and you don't pay tax on that.
Once a child gets over the age of 18, can I do that?
I don't know. I need to look at it. You've got a few years to go, Hamzah, I think. So.